You are listening to the Inverted Creative Podcast. I'm Allison.
And I'm Jen.
I'm Bryant.
I'm Mikhail.
And I'm Nate.
Hi, Matt.
Hi, Allison.
Hi. Well, welcome to another Coaster Enthusiast Conversations episode. It's been a minute since I've done this version of episode that I almost forgot the name of it. And I am slowly working my way through my group of close friends and talking to them about their coaster journeys. And that brings us to Matt.
Hi, glad to be here. Love the Inverted Creative Podcast. Glad I finally got on.
Well, thank you. Long-time listener, first-time caller?
Yeah, exactly.
To start off, I know I have a few basic questions I could ask, but I always think it's kind of fun to hear from my friends, how did you and I meet? Because there's a story with that one.
There is a story. So I think we officially met and introduced ourselves on right before we went to Hershey Park Memorial Day weekend of 2023.
It was like 4:30 in the morning or something.
4:30. Yeah, you just moved up to Cincinnati. Jake asked me, "Hey, do you want to go to Hershey Park Memorial Day weekend with my friends Mike and Allison?" Yeah, sure. Just agreed to go on a trip with people I've never met. It's a great time. So that was our first trip together. But it turns out that we actually were at Six Flags Over Georgia, July 4th weekend, 2022. I was with Jake, and then you ran into Jake and met up a little bit. So we definitely saw each other, but we did not talk to each other that day.
Yeah, and I think we had compared photos, literally looking for if there was any photos of each other to prove that we were both there that day.
Yeah, there was a photo that you took of Jake standing in front of a fan, just having it blow on him, and I'm just off to the right of that photo, just off out of frame.
I don't know if I ever checked if I had a live photo going for that, but I might have to go back and check that. I don't think you would still be in there, but
I don't think there's any photo evidence that we were there together in the same day. But I know I saw you.
I do not recall seeing you at all.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Mm-hmm.
No, that Hershey Park trip was wild.
Oh, that was so wild. Yeah, I remember we all just fell in love with Skywars that trip, and we were just losing our minds over it.
Yeah.
I remember you hit 400 on Talon that weekend, and me being below 300, I think I was below 300. I was between 200 and 300 for almost 6 years. Thinking it'll be another 8 years till I hit 300, and then lo and behold, less than a year later. No thanks to Miss Allison herself dragging me on numerous dumb trips.
Whoops,
thank you. It's been a great time.
A lot of it started with Holiday World when I convinced you to join Buzz Bars.
Yeah.
With some social lubrication going.
Yeah, Hollywood Nights 2024. Again, thanks, Jake. He got me into Buzz Bars and met everyone, and then we went all throughout Friday ERT, then went up back to the party at the cabins, and of course, we had Allison brought Urban Artifact, which who doesn't love Urban Artifact? Yes. Just shenanigans going at the cabin, and she hands me a squeeze box and lets me get about halfway through it and tells me hey, midnight, hey, you should pull out your phone and join Buzz Bars right now. And I did. And the rest is history.
Of it was a bunch of the girls were all wearing Gravity Group shirts, dancing,
doing the wobble or something.
Yeah. And you're this is awesome.
It's just funny. It's just fun, how chill people are, and they're not afraid to be idiots or look dumb. I think we're all decently. Some of us are decently smart.
Yeah. Some of us even start podcasts, which is very weird.
It's been going pretty good. I always like listening to it. Always excited when a new episode drops.
Thank you. Every Monday now. I had a thought in my head of what I was going to say next, but I forget. What's your count at right now?
I think it's 614.
Are we still actually staying exactly 200 apart?
Are we?
Because you know what I'm at right now is 814.
Let me look. 614.
Oh, that's funny. It won't stay this way for long.
Yeah, I realized I legitimately doubled my coaster count within the past 2 years, which is wild to think about.
Yeah, it was crazy for me seeing like Memorial Day when we did that Pennsylvania trip, and I hit 400 that weekend, and where I am now.
Yeah, you doubled it as well.
Yeah, moving to Cincinnati did wonderful things for my count.
Cincinnati's pretty great
Hmm.
considering you have Kings Island right up the road. You have Holiday World like 3 hours away. Cedar Point like 3.5 hours away. Chicago's 5 hours away. You're pretty centrally located. I think
Yeah,
Kennywood
and
is like
that's
5 as well.
like when I did move here and I got a job where I don't have to work weekends like I had at my last job. Suddenly I had so much time for stupid trips. And that was how I got 130 coasters very quickly that year. Because just we're like, oh, that's a weekend trip away. Oh, that's a weekend trip away.
Then like these weekend trips become like, oh, Minnesota.
Yep, that was a weekend trip.
Yeah, long weekend trip to Montreal, Canada.
Long weekend trip to Germany.
Oh yeah, and Poland.
Yeah, yours was kind of a long weekend when you did Poland, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Left on Thursday night, got back Tuesday night. So like 5 days.
Kind of a
Not
extended
horrible.
weekend.
Yeah, extended weekend. I ended up only taking like 10 hours of PTO,
Oh wow.
probably because I've just been working long hours because there's just so much stuff to do. But
Yeah, I feel it. It's like a 5-day trip and you had your bags for one and a half of those days.
maybe, yeah, love ORD. I remember like for those of you who don't know, um, a lot of the national flights from Chicago leave from Terminal 5. And so even if you're on like Star Alliance or One World, you might have to transfer from Terminal 1 or 3 or 2 to Terminal 5. And you can either A, leave the secure area and take the train over and go to security again, or take a secure bus, which is quite a process.
Yeah, we did that bus too.
Yeah, we got like stuck just waiting for a plane to push back for like 10 minutes. And like I was getting stressed, we're going to miss our flight. And while I'm on the bus over there, I'm thinking, there's really no infrastructure to get our bags over there. Like it has to happen. Like I know it happens, but like I don't see any baggage carts going between the two. There might be some underground conveyor belts. I'm not too sure. But our bags did not get on the flight. I looked when we got into Krakow, and like our flight left at like 5:15, and our bags were scanned in Chicago at like 5:25, and so like I kind of knew they were still in Chicago, but it took a couple days to get them over to Krakow,
Just in time for y'all to
just in time to
head
leave.
back.
Yes,
God, that could have been just a comedy of errors where like they finally get your bags on the flight from Chicago to Krakow as you're going from Krakow and you just like pass.
right, and it's like now they're stuck in Krakow. Like now what?
And now we get to add Polish to the mix.
Joy.
Man,
Worked out though.
that Poland trip was amazing. I'm so glad you guys came on that.
I'm so glad I went to Poland. Is probably one of my favorite countries
Really?
that I've been to. I don't know. I just like walking around Krakow. Like it's just like the architecture in Krakow is gorgeous. Everything I ate there was phenomenal. We went over to the mountains one day, and like just I think the southwestern part of the country is just gorgeous. We were able to take like some ski lifts up and do like some alpine slides and alpine coasters up there, and just looking around and looking out over the countryside with all the mountains was just amazing.
Yeah.
Also, the exchange
I know
rate is not bad.
you guys had a little bit more time in Krakow than we did.
We did, and I'm glad we had some time to walk around because it is gorgeous. Highly recommend. Wish we could have done some more stuff like see Auschwitz and the salt mines, but
Yeah, I was gonna ask if I know you were looking into doing salt mines. It just didn't
we did because
work.
we thought like, oh, we're gonna get like the call that our bags are here like any hour, and so we want to be kind of mobile, and so didn't really want to commit all that time to go down there, and
Yeah.
we never like had like a big chunk of time to actually go commit to going out there. And then we learned that like our bags didn't make it the first day, and so then we had to go buy more clothes. That bought ate up some time as well. So never really got to go out there. But when I inevitably go back to Energylandia, I will also try to do the salt mines in Auschwitz and see more of Krakow.
You could do a Mandoria
That's the
and Hosseland. Mandoria is the one that has like Aquila, and they're
that's
getting
like
a
that's the
another.
Vekoma family launch coaster.
Yeah,
Right.
the like
Yeah.
indoor one.
Yep.
And I think they're getting like a Gersel or bobsled or something. I could be wrong.
It's hard for me to keep track of all these new coasters.
Yeah. And there's like, oh, my random roller coaster is from Sarkanyami. Mandoria. I cannot type. Come on. This is great
Polish is also a
content.
very
Great
difficult
content right now.
language. Yeah. If you see
Oh,
letters.
they have six coasters there. 5. I also can't count. Okay, yeah. Gersel bobsled opened 4 days ago.
Wow.
Walter.
I'm gonna
Interesting.
look this up now.
It looks fun.
That is not a weird spelling, which is shocking for Polish.
Yeah, because they have another one there called Mroczny Dwar.
Yeah,
Polish for dark manor. Okay.
You see letter combinations that like just do not make sense if you're an English.
Yeah. I tried to learn like hello and thank you in Polish before our trip and retained 0.
Yeah, I know. Like Dzień dobry kind of means good day. That's the only Polish I know. We did try to learn 1 to 10, and like just kind of knowing what those sound like can help you kind of understand what's going on. So like we were in the Krakow airport and we could hear numbers being read off. Like, okay, those are probably flight numbers, but they're still really hard to pronounce.
Yeah. I think we learned the difference between entrance and exit.
Yeah, there's like a letter difference. That's it.
There was like an E in it or something instead.
Yep.
I really don't know how I've survived Poland twice. I'll never know.
I don't know. We even like out in the mountains, like we were kind of got lucky that we always found someone who knew English at least a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think we ever really had like a major language barrier. I can't think of any offhand.
Mm-hmm. I don't think we did either.
I feel like I came across language barriers more in Italy than in Poland, but also I know enough Italian to at least get by in a basic transaction.
Yeah. The first mountain coaster we did, it was there was the attendant up there who did not speak English at all, but he could kind of like mime what to do. So we were able to figure that out. But anytime we needed English, we were able to get it.
I use Google Translate on my phone, like Google Lens for menus especially.
Yeah, that helped a lot. There was a sign on like one of the bathroom doors about it, like just in Polish, and Google Lens helped a lot with translating that.
And that worked for me for churro flavors at Legendia.
Yeah.
So, how did you get into coasters? I feel like we got to start at the beginning.
I feel like I'm one of the weirdo. Like I thought everyone kind of just it was into coasters was kind of always into it, but I kind of realized I'm maybe one of the weird ones who's been into it as long as I can remember. I think my first trip to Cedar Point was in August of 2002, and like I barely remember seeing dragster under construction. Apparently, this is what my parents told me that I didn't really want to ride anything, but then I saw Junior Gemini through the trees, and like I want to ride that, and apparently just rode it over and over and over again. Probably annoyed the crap out of my mom, but that's kind of how it started. And then
is that your earliest cred that you're aware of?
that was my first cred was Junior Gemini.
Aw, yeah. Cute.
Then going, through some of the coaches at Cedar Point, like Woodstock Express, Cedar Creek Mountain Ride, Blue Streak, Iron Dragon. I always had this obsession with Magnum. Like when I was younger, I would just stare at Magnum for like hours, and like we'd walk along the beach and just watch it. Never really had the same fascination with Millennium or Dragster, but for some reason Magnum always intrigued me.
This makes a lot of sense.
It does make sense. I love Magnum. The signs are there early. But I was always kind of afraid of coasters up until about like 2010, 2011. So I'd ride them, really like them, but then be scared to ride the next one. I think the one that kind of like ended that fear was, I think, I'll Be Wicked Twister. Like after that, only was ever afraid to ride a coaster again. That would have been 2011. That one then. Also, Manus scared the crap out of me when I was younger, just because it was so loud and like that loop was huge.
Good old B&M roar.
I don't like loud rides like Wicked Twister, Manas, Raptor, and Dragster. Like scared me more than most other rides.
Interesting.
Yeah, but
So when did you start like counting creds? Like what jump started that for you?
I think I probably started counting because I would keep track of like how many times I've ridden something when I was maybe even like 13 or something, and then I eventually made my Google spreadsheet when I was 14 when I had like 50, and so it was pretty easy for me to go back and figure out what I did, and then I just been maintaining that Google sheet for 12 years now.
I still just use a Google sheet.
Yeah, works out pretty well. I have LogRide too, but I try to make sure those two always kind of agree with each other. Sometimes like I've caught like missing creds in my spreadsheet because of comparing it to LogRide, and it helps keep it correct.
Checks and balances.
Yes.
I don't use LogRide. I tried for a little bit, but there's like so much that I'd have to go back and log that it just stresses me out.
Yeah, I started using LogRide in like 2020, and I think that I somehow got all of them. I mean, it was the pandemic. Like I had a lot of time on my hands, so
Right.
that's why I went through and like logged everything. Um, then I've been using the LogRide to keep track as well.
Yeah, I know. I was into coasters before I could actually ride coasters. Like I kind of got over my fear mentally and planned and just researched a lot. So I
Yeah,
knew what I was getting into. So I know like every cred I've ever been on.
yeah.
And I
I
used to
remember,
keep meticulous notes.
I remember when I was really young, like going on to Cedar Point's website and like finding like the original point of views they had on the website that you could like download. There wasn't this is like before YouTube was around, and
Right.
seeing like old construction photos from like Millennium and Dragster and what else is like Wicked Twister. Unfortunately, I don't think you can see those anymore, but they were really cool. 15, 16, 17, 18 years ago, almost 2 decades ago at this point. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, that was kind of the start. Then you as I grew up, YouTube became more prevalent. You can find more. I was able to find more stuff on YouTube and learn more about other parks and other coasters outside of Cedar Point. And it feels like a pretty straight progression for me. Like,
And then you found friends who then introduced you to more friends who introduced you to coaster clubs. And
so it goes. Yeah, I don't remember how I met Jake. I met Jake at Hollywood Nights back in like 2017, and
oh,
then
wow.
we've been friends for a while. And then he introduced me to all the Buzz Bars people, and then we're all friends.
I
It's
think I
great.
remember him sending pictures of you at one point at Kings Island, like with a monsoon front row ride on Orion or something like that.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
It was with Jack too. We
Yeah.
were there in
Okay. Yeah.
maybe like the second to last week at Kings Island. It was like cold and rainy, and we got a Zen ride in there. Um, I kind of like after they left, I kind of like just was lapping Orion and Diamondback that whole day. It was a good time.
Yeah. Because I was good friends with Jake and Jack at that point.
Hmm.
So there was just other random kid with them. It
Kind
was
of,
you.
yeah. It's like you see me, like I because I followed Jake. Like the Buzzbars people were in my like Twitter feed at the time, and like I eventually saw. I think the first time I saw you, what would have been like Stumble 325, maybe.
Okay.
Seeing the music video from that, I feel like that's kind of how I realized, like, oh, Allison's a person.
I am a person.
Yes, that's someone who exists and is part of Buzz Bars.
Yes.
And then like it was kind of weird seeing how many people I knew like in Buzz Bars. Like I followed Joey on Instagram and like, oh, he's in Buzz Bars, and like Jackson Buzz Bars, and I don't know. I feel like eventually I was going to join it, and sure enough, I did.
Yeah. All the circles just converged. That's how it goes in this community. There's so many people, but everybody kind of knows of everybody.
Yeah, that's one of the things I like most about this like hobby is that it's in like a pretty antisocial era right now where a lot of people are having a hard time finding groups of people to hang out with. The
Yeah.
coaster enthusiast community is great because you can talk to them online, but like the core of the hobby is hanging out in real life together,
Mm-hmm.
which I feel like it's hard to find hobbies like that now. And it's nice to have, I know I have lots of friends in my hometown, Cincinnati, because of the coaster community. And,
Yeah.
we see each other sometimes during the week. I was, a couple of weeks ago, Dustin and Nate were like, hey, want to go to a brewery? Like after work, like, yeah, sure. So it's nice to have friends you can hang out with. And I'm happy that I can have like a somewhat spontaneous in person hangouts with people,
Yeah.
which I think would be much more difficult if I did not join the enthusiast community in buzz bars.
It's like I feel like I have more of a social group now than I ever did in Atlanta just because of coasters.
Yeah, like that's one of my big concerns graduating college was like, great, like these
How am I going to
built-in
meet people
communities are
now?
all going to go away. And then you join the coaster community, it's like, oh, you still meet new people. People like you meet people who moved to Cincinnati, and everyone knows each other, and like your circle of friends just grows.
Yeah. Like we keep adding to our group chat,
Yeah, and
which
like
is mostly Cincinnati people, but
mostly, but yeah, like I think, did you hear Braden's moving up to Louisville?
I knew he was moving, but I didn't realize it was to Louisville.
Yeah,
That's
he's gonna be
exciting.
close. He's gonna be close to us too.
Yeah. We'll have
So
to add him.
yeah,
Yeah. Braden, if you're listening, we might be adding you to a group chat soon.
it will
I don't
not
know.
influence you to be financially irresponsible at all. Don't you worry about a single thing.
The B means well. The B in his stupid little face.
You know, I'm always hesitant to tell people about that story because, like, the more I talk about it, like, just the worse it gets.
But that's
Like,
what makes
yeah,
it fun.
I went out to St. Louis to ride roller coasters, and then we went to this obscure greenhouse in the middle of nowhere, Kentucky, to ride a Chinese powered coaster. Oh, and it's called Happy Bee, and oh, it's one of the few coasters in America that was made by a Chinese manufacturer, and oh, it was my milestone. Oh, it was also my friend's milestone.
Oh, we started a group chat with like the four of us that day. And since the B was relevant, that became the profile picture for the group chat. And
And
it
it's
has
like,
stuck. I like that absolutely nothing for that has changed
I feel
since
like
we
no
made
one
it.
no one really questions it. Like, what the hell is this bee? Would be a pretty valid question, and like, yeah, it's
Just don't worry about it.
don't worry about it. It's this obscure cred in Kentucky. We were oh yeah, we were on opening day too. Even worse.
Did we?
We were on opening day. Yes.
Oh man. That does make it worse. Oh, and we got through the corn maze in like 2 minutes flat because of Jake.
Yes.
I had a wasp right on my foot for the Happy Bee ride. Did not like that.
Okay, were there like seatbelts or like some like shoulder strap or something you had to wear on that too?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't recall because I was too busy trying to like get the bee off of my foot without sticking my foot outside the train, which I might have done at one point just to get him off of me. I was low key having a panic attack during that ride.
How memorable.
Yeah. Yeah. Bees on you when you're walking a roller coaster, not fun. It happened at Great Escape too.
Oh really? Oh yeah, I think that's right. I never had a problem with a bee in a park. I was at Walden with my dad when I was like 9 or something. Like he got stung on a rainflower too.
Hmm.
So I don't know, bees on coasters apparently that's an issue for some people. Also Dollywood. Kind of shocked that it's not bothered. Like I've not had a run in with a bee at Dollywood, considering they seem to be everywhere in that park.
Wasn't it like Verbolten had issues with bees a lot?
Oh, maybe.
Like literally, or like I feel like it was something at like BGW or something where they literally posted signs about bees on rides. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't remember that too much.
No. Great Escape was on the boomerang for me. And we were like, they were checking restraints in the station, and a yellow jacket started crawling on me. And it was like going under the vest restraint, and it was like on the bar. So I'm like trying to warn the ride up. I'm like, don't touch the bar right there. You might put your hand on a wasp,
Hmm.
yellow jacket, whatever it was. And I'm also, please get it off me. Like,
I feel
whatever
like
you, I don't care what you do, just get it off me.
we were in the station for a while because of that.
Yeah,
Like
probably.
longer than it should have been. Yeah, okay, it's coming back to me now.
My bad. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It was a good time.
I did not particularly want to ride that with the yellow jacket under the vest on my shoulder.
Very fair, especially it's a boomerang.
Yeah, that would have given me some trauma.
Would have been a one hell of a story though.
It already is on hell of a story. I didn't need to
Yeah.
make it worse.
True.
I know you just did a trip recently.
Missouri, yes.
Yes. How did that go? Tell us about that. We love trip recaps here.
The Midwest, I don't know, most of America, most of the eastern part of the country was under, like, I guess it was like a heat wave. So it was really hot. We got to Six Flags St. Louis. The park was like dead. Cred ran it maybe like 2 hours. Um, and we were just kind of done because we were just done with the heat. That park, I'm kind of shocked and Shannon wants to make that their like flagship park. Because I feel like it's gonna take a lot of effort to clean that place up.
Yeah.
Um, I do like kind of it's on a hill, and I think it has some potential, but it's going to take a lot of work to utilize to see that potential come to go anywhere.
What'd you think of Boss? Are you
I,
for or against Boss?
sorry, so that was not my first time riding Boss.
Oh, okay.
It was Jacob's first time at the park, my second. I loved Boss when I rode in 24. I was not the biggest fan this time, probably because I wasn't feeling too well for whatever reason. Um, so I refused to drop it because it was so good a couple of years ago. So I want to give it another chance. But that layout it's great, and that ride is just it's so powerful, and I feel like there's not a lot of coasters like that anymore. I know some people want it RMC'd. I don't. I think it's really special the way it is. Um, I still rank Boss pretty highly. Jacob was not the biggest fan of it, but agree to disagree on that one. I We are both huge fans of Mr. Freeze, though.
I love Freeze.
For whatever reason, I think the one in St. Louis is better than Over Texas's. I just think it's more intense.
Are they
But
both reverse or no?
I don't know about Texas anymore, but I know the one in St. Louis was reverse. Both of them
Okay.
were reverse.
Yeah, going up that back spike with the ground just disappearing from you.
And like
So
you get
cool.
like shoved forward because of the launch,
Yeah.
then you just get slammed in the pull out. Like the G's in that ride are just bonkers.
Yeah. So good.
I know Premiere. That was probably Premiere's best ride until Alpine Fury opened.
Yeah. I would agree to that.
Yeah, they were knocked out of the park with that one. Hopefully that stays around for a while. What that park just has a lot of clones, and I feel like they need like a signature steel coaster to really be something special. Not to say that Batman isn't good, but it is like a cloned invert you can ride almost anywhere in the country, and it is a little on the short side.
Mr. Freeze
American,
is almost 30 years old. Jeez.
yeah, 29, 28.
Yeah.
I feel like yeah, that's like the best steel coaster in that park, and it's a 20-year-old premiere.
Yeah.
And I was walking through it. I was kind of thinking like, I wish I could see this park in like 2000, 2001. Like Freeze was pretty new. Boss just opened up, and like, just what was the vibe in that park at that time, and that kind of thing. And when it didn't feel so not abandoned, but more
Yeah,
taken
I know
care of.
what you mean.
Yeah,
Kind of.
I feel like with a lot of Six Flags parks or Legacy Six Flags parks, I guess. Um,
I wouldn't call it abandoned, just like forgotten about.
Forgotten, yeah. Like they're
That's
not
kind
putting
of
the
how
money
Valley
to
Fair felt
maintain it.
too.
Yeah. Um, you know, American Thunder is a pretty fun GCI, probably middle of the road. It's fun for what it is. Nothing too special. What is their big wooden coaster? Is it Screaming Eagle?
Yes.
I feel like that ride has so much potential. It's really rough, and I feel like some of the hills are not profiled quite right. Um, I would love to see them put some TLC into that ride, and it could really become something special. But right now, it ain't it, Chief.
Yeah.
The Mine Train's fun. Ninja's fine. Like I don't think it. I think it's overhated. It's It's fine for what it is.
It
Uh,
existed.
Existed. They have a boomerang. Again, fine. I feel like that's my whole opinion of the park. Fine.
Fine.
Next, Silver, which would be Silver Dollar City, which honestly probably one of my favorite parks in the country.
That was
Just
your first time there, right?
first time to Silver Dollar City. It's kind of what prompted this whole trip with Thunderation closing, and I really wanted to get to Silver Dollar City. Um, I love that park. I wish Dollywood was that good, but just like the whole thematic cohesion throughout the entire park was probably one of the best I've seen in the U.S. And I feel like the whole park is cohesive to the old city theme. Like even the park map is on newspapers, and you have the show schedule on the newspaper. Like little touches like that, and yeah, there are different lands, but I feel like all those lands are uniquely fit into Silver Dollar City. Um, I know in your park layout episode, you said you were not a fan of it. The layout, I kind of like it because it is kind of you wander around through these like small paths. It reminded me a little bit of Europa Park,
It's just so easy for me to get lost in that one.
but that's why I like it because you can get lost. Like I don't know, I like not feeling more immersed into it and finding passages kind of wander around and seeing like areas that I feel off the beaten path, which I think are harder in most U.S. parks. But
Yeah.
Some of the shoes are pretty great. Um, Wildfire, pretty good B&M. I love the drop in the back row.
I love Wildfire.
Again, the setting of that park is so cool with being like on top of a mountain, where Dollywood you're more like in like the valley in a mountain.
Hmm.
So you get some really nice views up there. Even the parking lot, you can clearly see Wildfire right off the side of it. Um, I'll Run was my 600th coaster.
Woohoo!
Woo, yeah. I don't think that it's all it's cracked up to be. It definitely feels like the natural progression after Texas Giant, as far as intensity goes. It doesn't. I don't think it felt quite as intense or insane as more modern RMCs. The setting is incredible, and I was looking at some like videos from when it opened recently, and like it was truly something special when it opened in 2013. You know, having three inversions and having that steep drop. Like I get why it was so hyped up back then, and it really is kind of a special ride that did a lot for coasters, particularly wooden coasters. I do wish they didn't clear cut as many trees. I wish there were more trees
Yeah.
there.
Wasn't that a
Um,
recent thing too? They cut down more
yeah, like what the
after
last
was it
2 years maybe,
something fell on like powder
or
keg or something?
Thunderation maybe.
Something.
And that was definitely like a recent thing. Like you can watch older videos and there's a lot more trees around. Pretty much all the coasters, I think. Um, did Outlaw Run a couple times, so I feel like I have a pretty good feel for that ride. It does feel out of control. This I think the steel wheels definitely do add to the ride a little bit. It is a little on the rougher side, but it's a different kind of roughness. If that makes sense. Like
Yeah. I'm just not a big fan of the rolls at the end. They
I
always
like them.
mess with my head.
I can get that, but I do like just hanging from the train a little bit. It's one of the few times where I feel like RMC actually does like slow down and just lets you hang through a roll. It is kind of more unique for that.
I don't know. I almost threw up after one of the rides. Like it made me so dizzy. So now I've learned how I need to ride it.
Mm-hmm.
And basically when I get to the rolls, I just tense my body up and close my eyes and I'm usually okay. We
Glad you found
adapt and
it.
overcome.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have a problem with that, but it's fun. I don't think it's the best ride in the park. I think the best ride in the park is Time Traveler, and I am a little obsessed with Time Traveler because like that drop out of the station is great, and going through some of the inversions like sideways is so cool and something I've never done before. And I recently listened to your episode on Ride to Happiness, and like I need Ride to Happiness after Time Traveler. It seems to be like everything I want Time Traveler. Everything I like about Time Traveler taken to the extreme. So I don't want to overhype Ride to Happiness, but I think it has the legs to be my number one steal.
Yeah. I'm like, we all know. Wait, that's big words. I know your love of Voltron.
Yeah, yeah, but like even like just going through the loop and like spinning through the loop, it's so wild. Like the dive loop, and even just some of the turns where you're like facing the ground, going around a turn is really unique. And I think some of my favorite parts were that like twisted hill,
Hmm.
especially when you're on your side and you just get like thrown like forward or backwards, and then the inversion right kind of underneath it as well. Then also that little airtime pop and the second launch. No one warned me for that, but that's a killer airtime pop. Uh,
Yeah.
so I definitely kind of see what I like about the extreme spinning coaster, and I feel like Time Traveler has some dud moments in it that Ride to Happiness seems to have gotten rid of. And when Time Traveler hits, it really hits. And I feel like Ride to Happiness is just all the greatest hits of Time Traveler and then some more. So
It's like we all know what we like in coasters. And so we can kind of look at coasters and be like, that could be a contender.
yeah, I was a little skeptical of everyone hyping it up, and I thought Voltron would quite handily kind of retain its title. But after writing Time Traveler, Ride to Happiness has a shot. It I'm really excited to ride that in whenever I go to Belgium.
I feel like you're just going to keep thinking of Time Traveler and find a way to do it next year.
I am. Yeah. No, it's probably gonna happen next year. Going
I'm
over to
like, I'm sure
Germany.
y'all have been talking about it already.
We have. And I feel like Belgium is a pretty obvious next step
Oh,
for
Belgium
Europe.
is such a good country in general, but also good country for creds.
I mean, yeah, that and Ride to Happiness and Conda both look incredible.
Hmm.
And I know Conda also has the legs to go up pretty high on my list, but I don't think it'll be quite as good as Ride to Happiness.
I mean, I think Conda settled at 5 for me.
Really, really, really hyping this up to me, aren't you?
I'm just saying, I know we have similar tastes.
No, we do. And hearing that you like Conda more than Hyperion was like the real push to get me to want to go to Belgium. And then writing Time Traveler and then seeing what Ride to Happiness is, like I want to book flights to Belgium like now. But alas, I will wait until next June because I have some discipline.
Some.
Some. Um,
I'm looking at my list right now and I'm like, I have Conda at 5 and Hyperion at 8.
yeah.
And I'm kind of tempted to move Hyperion up to 7 now that I'm looking at it.
Sorry, do you want to finish Sword Dollar City?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Tangents.
All right. Tangents. Um, Fire in the Hole. Really, really well done, I thought. I think overall I like it a little bit better than Blazing Fury. The one weird part was when you're at like the top, right before the drops, you can see the ceiling, and that kind of brought me out of the immersion a little bit, which minor detail, but that should be a testament to how good the rest of the ride was. The drops are fun. I think the Blazing Fury drops are maybe a little bit more fun. Then it also has a splashdown, which Blazing Fury doesn't have, which kind of surprised me. I actually did get a little wet on Fire in the Hole, but fun ride. Only did it once, probably because it was like almost like a 45-minute line the entire day.
Yeah.
Um, it's really fun. And then Thunderation, kind of the whole genesis of why I went on this trip. As a pretty big fan of Adventure Express and mine trains in general, I really wanted to go to Thunderation before that closed. And it is a very special mine train, and I'm sad that it's going. Just the way that it starts, I really like how Silver Dollar City's coasters start like halfway on the hill and then go down first and then go up and then kind of come halfway down
Right.
or some variation of that. Um, but just how much speed you pick up before that lift hill is crazy. Like through the helix, and then you go down even further in the like swooping turn, and like it doesn't feel like a mine train. It almost feels more like of what Gemini or Excalibur should be, or I guess are like that caliber of coasters.
Right.
Um, I wish I'm going to say this again. I wish there were more trees around it. I get why they were taken out, but trees would make it better. I really wish I could have ridden that before Time Traveler's Will because that seemed like it was really in the woods back there at the time, and I feel like that would have made it even better. But I'm glad Time Traveler's there. Um, a little rough, which I like rougher than almost any other Aero Mine Train I've ridden. Um, but overall, I enjoyed it. We rode it a couple times. It never had a line, which I was kind of surprised considering it was closing
Yeah. I'm
within
sure a
a
lot
year.
of people are waiting until end of the season.
Yeah, I kind of thought there'd be at least like a 20-minute line or something, but we walked on it pretty much any time we wanted to. Sad to see it go, but I kind of get why. I trust Silver Dollar City will build a suitable replacement.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I imagine they will.
yeah, I think it's probably my favorite Aero Mine Train. It does not hold a candle to Colorado Adventure at Fantasyland, though.
No.
That ride is just cracked up.
Not much can hold a candle to that ride.
No, like that's better than coasters twice its size. I think I got a bruise on it on my last ride because I was like the only person in like the back row and just being a little piece of spaghetti and flailing around, I like hit my arm on the side of a like car and got a bruise. I think
Yeah, we love a good bruising coaster.
it hurts so good. Mark of a good coaster if it gives you a bruise. You survive.
Yeah, I did that after our trip recently. Got a couple
Yeah.
bruises on that one.
Mhm.
Condo gave me a big old bruise, if that's any indication.
Love that. Also, I guess then I also did Worlds of Fun that trip,
Okay.
which really surprised me at how well themed that park was. Like the motif of kind of going through different worlds was shockingly well done for a legacy Cedar Fair park. And it was pretty consistent all throughout. I listened to an episode of the Coasters Kings podcast lately, and they pretty much could not have described that park better than I could have. Like, I agree with almost everything they said. I really hope that is the park Enchanted wants to make their flagship because it really has the bones to do it. Way more than St. Louis does.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I, we went through just walking through the park. We're like, wow, this is really well themed or really well landscaped. Like through like the what the East Asia area maybe, and then also through like Africa. Just I'm shocked it was that well themed considering it was supposed to
Yeah,
be
I
for
had
the
the same
park.
thought when we went there.
Yeah, I mean, ride lineup
There's
is
a lot to this.
yeah, there is, and I really hope that like that park has a lot of legs to go pretty far, and I really hope that Enchanted invest sees that potential, invest in it appropriately, especially because Kansas City is not a small market. Like I don't know how it compares to Kansas to St. Louis, but it's not like Kansas City is a dying town or anything.
Right.
Yeah, the ride lineup is pretty good. Patriots a fun invert. Mamba's really fun. Whether I don't know if I like it more than Steel Force. Um, I think Mamba hits the trims a little lightly, not as hard as Steel Force, but Steel Force's bigger drops in the second half. And I also like the setting of Steel Force more when it's kind of down by the river and everything. So
Right.
I don't know, they're pretty similar. If you've ridden Steel Force and you like Steel Force, you like Mamba. Um,
Yeah, what'd you think
Timberwolf,
about Zambezi?
Zambezi, it felt very zippy, if that makes sense.
Okay.
It felt a lot faster and a lot whippier than I thought it would. Um, we were both surprised at how rough it was.
Mm-hmm.
Considering it was built in 2023, Kings Island built Mystic Timbers in 2017, and Mystic Timbers is still pretty smooth, shockingly. Zambezi Zinger is not. I don't
Oh,
know
we
if it.
rode it like the weekend it opened. We did pass holder previews and it was already rough.
Yeah, like it's not an unbearable rough. It's just like this is rougher than it should be for a coaster that's 3 years old,
Yeah. And the
or I guess like a couple weeks old when you rode it.
yeah, just those trains are not good.
They're not that comfortable, and I feel like with the force profile of that ride, like I can see those trains making sense if you had really strong airtime or something. But Zambezi Zinger does not have that.
Yeah. It needs a little give. It just kept tightening the whole ride.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you lose some of the experience when it's that tight. Like
Yeah,
having restraints that tight can it can not be detrimental to the ride experience if the ride is intense enough,
like
like
Sky Rush.
Skyrush and Timmins. Yeah, but for a ride that is that mild, I think having such restrictive restraints is a hindrance to it.
Yeah,
I do like how it uses the terrain. I think if it had Millennium Flyers, it would be great.
100% agree.
I don't know if it can, considering how quickly it articulates in some of the transitions. They seem quite a bit tighter than most GCIs. So I don't know if you can easily swap them out. I would imagine not. But and if it had the if it I guess if it had the Millennium Flyer restraints, even if you kept the seats and everything else the same, I think it would be a better ride.
Yeah, those don't
So,
try to kill me.
yeah, and I know Javi had an issue where it just kept getting tighter and tighter. It didn't bother me that much, but yeah, it's basically an intimate T-bar, except not as well designed because it doesn't
Yeah.
have that little like kink at the top.
Yep.
Um, we only rode it once. I don't feel the need to rewrite it again
Yeah.
unless I had other
That's kind of
friends
my
doing
vibe.
it. It's fun. It's cool. I kind of weird how there's Titan track in only a couple areas. I feel like that could help it maybe a little bit in some other areas. Maybe not. I don't know. I feel like the trains are the biggest hindrance on that ride.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of Titan track, Prowler had Titan track.
Oh yeah.
I know a lot of people. I heard the Prowlers was rough, and I didn't think it was that bad. And I actually liked the parts that were not Titan track a little bit more. Um,
Where is the Titan track on that ride?
it's like after so you go down the drop, you go up, and then you go under the lift till like you go under the lift till where Mystic Timber goes over. Then you go
Mhm.
down the drop. The next section is Titan track, and then the little like S turns before the break room of Titan track.
Okay. I know I rode Prowler a lot during ERT, but that doesn't mean I remember what it does.
Yeah, it's pretty similar to Mystic Timbers. I could see why some people like it more. I do like the raw feel the wood track has, and I didn't think it was that rough. But I think like the Titan track, because it's so smooth, you start to realize like how tame wood coaster profiling is, and I don't know, it just kind of feels like it's sitting, excuse me, on a couch instead of on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of just detracts from the experience a little bit. Not to say
I
that.
just love Mystic.
Yeah, I do think Mystic Timbers is better. It still feels like a wood coaster, and
Yeah.
I feel like that kind of solidified in my mind that the pre-cut track that Gravity Group does is like the best way to revitalize a wood coaster.
Yeah.
It still feels pretty wooden, but it's still really smooth. Speaking of pre-cut track, Timberwolf has some. It's a pretty
Okay.
fun ride. It's a din. I feel like there's not much to say about it.
We have a lap bar from that in our guest room.
Cool.
Don't know what to
Glad,
do with it. Sitting on the
glad,
floor.
glad I rode it. The parts with pre-cut track rode great. That like what 60-degree bank turn GCI added a couple years ago is fine. It's fun. There's some airtime. I don't know. It's a din. Like, what do you expect? It's not
Yeah.
going to do much.
Yep.
There was one indoor. I think it's a chance wipeout. Um, I forgot what it's called, but that was really intense, and I had a blast on that. So
I don't do
kind of a
quad
hidden
rides
gem of
very
that park.
often, so
I don't either, but I was with a local, and he said, "Hey, we need to ride this because
Hmm.
it's. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Just ride it, and you'll see."
You're just like, okay.
Okay, I feel like I've heard this shtick before, and then it got me on Cassandra, which I don't want to write again. So I was a little nervous, but it was pretty great. So
Oh God,
I think
Cassandra.
it's not called Grandpa's Mansion. That's the walkthrough thing at Silver Dollar City.
Yeah,
Um, something Sam's maybe.
I have no
I don't know.
idea.
It was fun. There's probably someone yelling at me on listening to this, yelling at me like, "It's this, it's this, it's this." Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, put it down in the comments.
Yeah, please let me know. Um, And then, yeah, we didn't spend a lot of time at Worlds of Fun. I think Jacob was feeling not great, and I'm kind of glad we left when we did because lo and behold, our flights got canceled, and I'm glad we were able to figure that out in the hotel room and not in the park.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got back to Cincinnati just fine. Somehow I was able to get a seat on the next available flight, or just next flight. I was supposed to be in the 9:30. I somehow got in the 11:15 to Chicago, and then I was on the same flight from Chicago to Cincinnati I was originally on. So
Nice.
wasn't too bad for me. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and
that
we
was
were
Missouri.
accidentally in Chicago at the same time
Yeah,
because
like
we were making sure we didn't need to pick you up from the airport.
yeah, I was relieved when I heard you guys were driving to Chicago. And it's like, well, as long as I get to Chicago, they can give me a ride back, or at the very least, I can rent a car and drive back. It's
Yeah.
like 5 hours. It's completely doable. Not bad
Yeah.
at all.
We would have thrown you on our back seat.
Yeah,
Would have been fine.
thank you. Yeah, that's Missouri. St. Louis. It's going to require. I would go back to St. Louis for the city of St. Louis, not the park. It would take a lot to get me back to the park. Not a lot. I mean, I go back for Boss, but I think that park needs a lot of investment to
Yeah.
make it what Enchanted Parks wants it to be. Um, I think Worlds of Fun requires a lot less investment, and I'd be pretty excited to go back there if they got something big um, pretty soon. And I cannot wait to go back to Silver Dollar City, especially seeing their construction for next year. I don't know if it's like a Big Bear style ride or something bigger, but just the way it's going to use the terrain looks amazing, and I cannot wait to go back next year.
Yeah. I'm very curious what they're gonna do
Yeah,
because they're adding a resort too, right?
they are. Yeah, I don't know where on the property, but they built this. I don't want to call it an oil derrick, but it looks like some sort of like mine shaft kind of thing. And I
Right.
don't know if it has anything to do with the ride itself, but there are footers that come off of the vertical side of it and that turn into like a tunnel.
Interesting.
So like I don't, I'm really curious what this is. I think like a Vekoma multi-launch a la Big Bear is an obvious answer, but those footers are pretty big. And maybe that's just what the footers need to be for a Big Bear style ride in Silver Dollar City in the Ozarks. I don't know. But it would not surprise me if it's something bigger, like, I don't know. I don't want to say a striker because I feel like that's what most
What
people say.
wishful thinking.
Wishful thinking. I'm not going to get my hopes up. It'll be good. Silver Dollar City does amazing stuff, and I
Yeah.
can't wait to go back.
I'm always excited to go back to that park.
Yeah, I know Mike always talks about their Christmas event, the
Hmm.
Christmas event, and I feel like that's something I definitely want to get to in 27.
Yeah. If you like Christmas lights, then absolutely go there.
Yeah, and just like the whole vibe of the park and how cohesive it is and everything. And I feel like that's something that maybe a little pet peeve that I have with parks, but I feel like Epic Universe and Island Adventure or like some of their themes are like interchangeable, and I feel like parks don't stick to the theme of the park as much as they stick to the themes of the lands in the park. But like each land in Silver Dollar City belongs in Silver Dollar City, where I feel like you could put Jurassic Park into Epic Universe, rearrange the land a little bit to make it, with the portal, you know, layout. But there's no reason why like an island's land belongs to Islands of Adventure and not Epic Universe. But all lands in Silver City clearly belong in Silver City, and the park itself is very cohesive. If that makes sense,
Kind of.
kind of. Not to say that Epic and Islands aren't cohesive, but I feel like those lands are not cohesive to the parks. It's weird. Like, why does Isle of Burke belong in Epic Universe with like portals to different universes? I don't know. This may be dumb, but this is my little pet peeve that I have with Epic Universe.
Still a great park though.
It is, yes. The ride lineup there is great. It's just you need more capacity, Universal,
Yeah. In time.
in time. There's definitely expansion plots, and I'm excited to see what they build. My dream is for a Wicked Land with a fly type roller coaster through it. But
Called Defying Gravity.
yes, a boy can dream.
I just want the Legend of Zelda area. That's been rumored. Give me Hyrule Castle. I'll be happy.
I feel like Zelda was a little bit before my time, but I don't know. That's something I like about Universal is that even if you don't know the IP too well, you can still enjoy the areas.
Yeah.
I never seen Harry Potter. I still like all the Harry Potter lands and
Like,
attractions.
in the podcast group chat that we have, um, Nate discovered, and I think I kind of realized it. I've never actually seen Jurassic Park, the movie. I
What?
know, and I got absolutely roasted in our group chat for it, but I still love Velocicoaster, and I still know the theme.
I mean, like, I think I seen Jurassic World. I think I saw Jurassic World after I read Velocicoaster. But like, yeah, you can still understand the theme well enough even without seeing the movie.
Yeah, I have seen Jurassic World. I also further got roasted for that I've seen Jurassic World, but not Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I think that's a little wild to me.
Listen, I don't watch a lot of movies. This is why Nate and I have a movie list of things that we need to
Yeah,
watch.
I think Jurassic Park should be up near the top of that list because that is a pretty good movie.
I'm sure it's already been added.
Yeah,
No, the one that got added recently was a Princess Bride because I've
and
not seen that.
Jacob was telling me I need to watch that too.
Wait, have you not seen that either?
I have not. No,
Ooh, we just need like one big movie night then, where we all watch Princess
absolutely.
Bride.
Let me know when. I'll gladly come.
We will plan this out.
Yes, when we're not doing a dumb trip, which seems to be way too often.
I
Instead,
don't have any more dumb trips planned right now.
wow. Okay. Well, maybe. Not to say that there won't be some that pop up.
Oh no, 100%.
Yeah.
How many of our conversations in our group chat have started with, "So I had an idea,"
Too many. Way too many.
or just like a, "So hear me out."
So
Oh,
many.
we've been on some
So
fun trips.
we've gotten better at like saying maybe not quite that one. Like we were going pretty hard in Australia there for like a day or two.
I still really want to go. It won't be next year, but
Yeah,
I really want to go
that would be a fun trip. Yeah,
because we have to do it on a year where we're not doing a Buzz Bars International stumble.
28 maybe.
Probably 28.
But like 28, like the new RMC is going to open in Belgium.
I mean, we can do a weekend trip to Belgium. It's nothing I haven't done before.
See, this is what that group chat is like. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, weekend trip to Belgium, no big deal.
Hey, I don't have any plans for November yet.
We can probably find cheap flights because I flew to Frankfurt for less than some domestic flights I've
Hmm.
seen recently.
That's what happened for the Europa Park trip. Like, we had some flights that we were kind of looking at. We're like, if they drop below a certain point, we'll just go ahead and book them. And then they drop below that point like 2 days later. And we're like, everybody book now.
Oh, I remember those Discord messages, waking up
Oh,
like
we fully
book seats on U852 from IED to Zurich.
we fully drove that price up temporarily because there was suddenly so much demand for that flight.
That's funny. What was crazy is that I changed my flights a couple times so I could go to Fantasialand, and then I had to change my flights again because the Air Canada flight from Toronto to Cincinnati got canceled, and it
Oh,
was
that
a
was
whole
so annoying.
ordeal. But every time I changed my flights, I got like $60 back because like I kept buying cheaper flights, so I paid maybe like $600 round trip to go to Europe.
You profited off that trip.
Oh well,
That's your girl math right there.
okay. So I tried to get on the Swiss Air flight, and for whatever reason, I couldn't do it, and I kept hitting like book, 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 and every time I had book, I got like a $70 flight credit. So I ended up with like $400 of flight credit that I should not have had, and I used that to fly to New England later that year. So in a way, I kind of did profit off of it, but not profit, but I was like $200 in the hole at that point.
It was worth it
Totally worth it.
because that was for the New England stumble.
Yeah,
Oh, that was a time.
yeah. No one remembers that cabin crawl.
Yeah.
I love how I feel like Tom was calling the new one, not the new one, the one at Holiday World, like the second cabin crawl. Like, oh yeah, we just all forgot about New England because we were so drunk.
Yeah. That was a night for sure.
Yeah, I don't remember it. Next,
I remember some, and I remember 100% whose fault it was that I got that drunk, and it was Brambo. and the like
Yeah,
sweet.
that's where I lost it too. I think was his apple cider. I didn't even have the apple cider margarita. I had some other drink that I was drinking before I was going to drink that one.
I have some great
Then I
videos of
just
you from
lost
that
it.
weekend that you
Oh
probably
yeah.
don't remember.
Oh no, I don't. I saw pictures of me in the Boulder Dash line that I do not remember. I remember riding Boulder Dash twice at night. And one of the times I had my hands up and like a branch hit my wrist, and I had cut there for like a week maybe. Battle scars from Boulder Dash.
Yeah.
Amazing ride though. In my top 10, that may be a hot take, but Boulder Dash is
Yeah, I do not have it
hot
ranked that
stuff.
high. I was underwhelmed by Boulder Dash.
Okay, I don't know. I love terrain wooden coasters, especially from CCI. Just the way that it hugs the terrain and like you'll go like 500 feet and then the track will just kink and like hide the rest of the layout in the mountain. And there's like you kind of go. The hills are kind of rampy, but on those ramps there's just weird like little 15-degree turns that just catch you off guard. I love it. I love Boulder
I
Dash.
think
Right when it
Boulder
starts
Dash
to
was just I think it was just overhyped for me.
I could see that, but the layout for it is just brilliant. I think having being a CCI lover, I know I will defend Boulder Dash to my dying breath. It's amazing, and I cannot wait to go back.
No, now I want to get into this. Tell us some of your hot takes.
What are some of my hot takes? Millennium
Yes.
Force is so mid, I don't even rank it. Rougarou better. It is maybe top
That
10
I
regard.
forgot about that hot take.
Like
Ugh.
I'm sorry, on Millennium Force lovers, I don't get it. Like ever, I come to this like there are a couple of years where it's like this year is the year I'm finally gonna get it. Like I feel like I'm in the right headspace. I'm gonna get it. I'm feeling the vibe of this ride, and then I ride it. And like, no, no, why? It's not that good.
Like, okay, I can get people thinking it's mid, but thinking Rougarou is better than that?
Rougarou is so
Absolutely
forceful
not.
and so smooth. Everyone who
No,
says Rougarou
no,
is
it
rough,
is
I don't
not.
know what you guys are on. That ride is butter smooth.
It is not.
Right in the back row, it's great.
That sounds worse.
I swear, Rougarou is you don't bang your head as much in the back row.
I should put that hot take for your episode art. That'll get people listening.
I would rather ride Rougarou than Millennium Force.
I know.
I
I'm pretty sure I heard that take and I posted it like in Discord or something. I'm like, shame this man for this take.
I feel like multiple people have
'Cause
tried to
that
shame me for that take, and it never has stuck.
it's just that egregious to me.
I think like I may even like Gemini more than Millennium Force.
That's better than Rougarou.
Like especially when Gemini's racing, you have like these fun drops that go through the structure, and you get like the head choppers, and you have fun airtime moments,
And jank.
and jank. Yeah, I don't know. Like Gemini is so charming to me. Like I hope it does not go away anytime soon. And its capacity monster, which Cedar Point needs.
When they're both open.
When they're yes, I'll agree. It's way better when they're both open,
Yes.
which I feel like may have been a little bit more rare recently. But when I was growing up, it felt like it was always racing.
Yeah, I think so.
With some exceptions, like I think I was there on a Halloween weekend Saturday in like the late 2000s, and it was not racing, and we were kind of wondering like why are like the line is like an hour long. Why are they not racing?
Why?
But alas,
Any other hot takes that
hot takes.
I want to cancel you for?
Trying to think of one. Not the biggest fan of Terran. I do think Terran's really good, and I have like looking back, and I think I'm warming up to a little bit. Like I put it like right around Maverick, but
I'm
I
still gonna blame the jet lag for you.
yeah, I think that's fair. I think my whole impression of Montage Line is a little tainted because I was jet lagged out of my mind. I thought I was doing the big brain thing and trying to adjust my sleep schedule by waking up at like 4 a.m. Eastern time and like the 4 days leading up to the trip. I don't think that was a good idea. I felt like crap the first day.
And that was your first ever time in Europe.
First ever time. Oh yeah, that was a quite an adventure. Like I landed at like 7:10 Frankfurt time before the sun even came up. Got through customs, got on the train. That's all going great. I get to the Cologne train station and I go to the platform and waiting for regional express train to come. And I see a train come in like 7 minutes before my departure time. And so I get on it like it's the right type of train. It's at the right platform. It's at the right like section of the platform, going in the right direction. And I thought like, it's just kind of a 7 minute dwell time. No, I went 20 minutes north instead of south.
Oh,
Oops. Well, jet lagged, and then I get on a
say the
delayed
thing.
Then I got a
Ah!
delayed S-Bahn train back to Cologne. But on that train, I get stuck in some underground tunnel for like 20 minutes, and there's announcements in German which I don't understand, and I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on. I stay on the train because I didn't see anyone else leaving, and so I figured, yeah, we're just gonna stick out, I guess. But I eventually did make it. But that was quite my first, quite an adventure for my first, like 4 hours in Europe. It was fun though. Like in hindsight, like it was an experience. It was
Yeah.
good. I
I'm
remember
glad
I
it ended
got
up being good overall.
yeah, I remember I got to the Phantasialand like shuttle stop, and like one of the Phantasialand like attendants, he wasn't really the bus driver, but he was going around collecting tickets, speaking German. He comes up to me and I said like "Sprachen Sie English?" He's like, "No, no English. Drive Phantasialand, €5." Like
Hey, get the job done.
great, I love this. So I had €5 cash, and fortunately, so I gave him €5, and he just gave me like a pat on the shoulder, like, "Good, good, thank you." So I thought that was funny. Um,
Wait, did you experience the parking guy at Krakow Eye?
no, because we walked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were just walking around Krakow because we had our like a apartment hotel in Krakow, and so we were able to
Okay.
we checked in there, and then we just walked to the cathedral. Then we saw the dragon, walked down the dragon, like, oh, there's a credit over there, and went over to the credit, so we didn't have to worry about parking.
Okay.
Is that where okay bye bye came from?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, that was from the parking guy in Poland. Okay. There is one park that we've been to together that we need to discuss,
Okay.
and that is Liseberg.
Oh,
And what a perfect day that we had there.
look, that trip last year was incredible, and somehow the Leesburg day was probably the best day of that trip.
Yeah, it
Like,
was. I agree. And I got engaged on that trip too.
yeah, like
I'm
how
like,
good
okay,
Leesburg.
I should say best park day.
Yes, yes, yes. I like Hyperion ERT was really good, and it still is rent free in my head. But just Leesburg, like the weather was perfect. It was with a great group of people. The lines weren't that bad. Like the park is so charming. Just the landscaping and the placemaking that park does, just absolutely incredible. Operations are great. The ride lineup is great. I love Helix so much.
Same.
That's another. I guess that's another hot take of mine. Is I think that'd be a hot take. Helix is better than Stardust, like way better than Stardust. I
I don't know
think.
about that, but I do have Helix in my top 10.
Yeah, I mean the sequence from I guess like the butterfly inversion all the way through the second launch is just like perfect and made me like cackle every single time.
And then our nice matching hoodies, even though my cat ate mine.
Rip.
I replaced it with a Hyperion hoodie. It's okay. He replaced your Helix hoodie with a Hyperion shirt. So
Yeah. I still wear the Helix hoodie every once in a while. I haven't been wearing it recently because it's been so hot, but
yeah,
it'll come out. Don't worry.
I need a new one.
Oh
And
no. Oh no. I gotta go
oh
back
no, I gotta
to
go back to
Leesburg. Oh
Liseberg.
no. More Balder. More
Oh
Helix.
no,
More Leesburg Bonin. And
more steak dinners underneath Liseberg bonnet.
okay, that was like a legit, really good lunch.
It was.
Like it was maybe like $30, but I got like salmon and wine.
Oh yeah,
Like
I had steak and wine.
for park food, it was really good.
Yeah, just all what 9 of us or something like that at one table. Oh,
Yeah, the waiter for
yep.
yeah. I don't know if I should say it on the podcast, but
No, we'll leave this. I'll leave that off the podcast.
yeah, no, Leesburg was. And also, they were open late, like way later than all the other parts of
Hmm.
that trip. Like we were there till 10, but it did not feel like 10 since it's so far north. The sun doesn't set till like 11, 11:30, maybe midnight. Um, It'd be really cool to go there. Maybe in like the fall or something.
Yeah.
Like you can actually get night rides in Helix because I'd imagine those are amazing.
I'm dying to go back to Liseberg.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, I just started dating Grunland. Not Grunland. Sorry, Gothenburg was great
I was
too.
about to say that's insane.
Yeah, it is.
You didn't go to Greenland.
No, I did not go to Grunland. I would love to go to Grunland, but have not. Um, you know, like our hotel we stayed at. We said like we have a really early flight. We're not going to be able to make progress. Like, oh, do you want a brown bag breakfast that we can give you like a ham sandwich in like an hour or something? Um, at like 4 a.m. or something, and it just delivered to our room. Like, hell yeah, that's great.
Nice.
So
Were you at the same hotel as
yeah,
us?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
Lawrenceburg, something.
yeah, so
Oh,
things like
those
that.
beds were so comfy.
Hmm.
Something about beds in Sweden. They're so nice. I sleep so well.
Yeah, did not sleep very much that trip
No.
because it was like just go 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 go.
Oh yeah. 10 parks in 10 days. At
Oh,
least for us.
yeah. I
And like
mean,
8 flights or something.
I didn't count how many park days, but it was a little crazy doing. Because I did Olive Belgium. So I mean, I guess we had the same amount of park days, except I did two more after you because I went to Europa.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I guess 12 for me then.
Well, we did Wallaby, Belgium, and Legoland before Emerald.
Well, I did Wallaby Holland before Emerald,
Yeah.
so we did the same number of park days. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. It was a lot.
Yeah, it's indeed a lot. Wallaby Holland, it's a nice park. I think Goliath is probably my favorite there.
No.
You like Untamed more?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And that's saying something for me because I'm
I'm shocked.
not a big
considering-
RMC person.
Yeah, how much do you like Intamin?
I don't know. Goliath just didn't do it for me.
I don't know. I don't know. There's something about the way Intamin does their rides. I just love the feel of them.
I love Intamin, just not that one.
Yeah. Okay. Yoi was indeed rough. Weaker RMC, probably like the weakest single rails I've done.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the I don't know, RMC single rails just have not aged well for me.
I love Fire Runner. I will say that.
Okay, because like Sun Pilot was smoother than Yoi, but I think like Railblazer and Wonder Woman at Fiesta Texas were on the rough side too.
Yeah.
Rougher side. I don't want to say the rough, but for an RMC, they were rough.
Yeah. I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I know we're kind of getting close to wrapping up, but since we are a creative podcast,
Yes.
what's some coaster content that you love to indulge in? Aside from the Inverted Creative Podcast.
Oh well, that's an obvious answer. I know. Generally, I like seeing people like. I'm kind of enjoying more vlogs lately of people just enjoying their time at parks. I don't know. It kind of like. I feel like sometimes we get jaded and we forgot. Like, yeah, we just do this for fun, but that is why we do this, and it's kind of fun to strip it back to the basics of why we're doing this in the first place. Sometimes
Right.
it's fun to just watch people have fun.
Are
Gets me
any-
excited to go to new parks and stuff like that.
Any creators you've been following a lot more recently?
I mean, I love Coaster Focus. Great stuff. I'm also a big fan of Altor Ryan because I do like his vlogs and I also like his Problematic Coaster series because it is a bit more like in the weeds and educational. As
Yeah, I
as
was
an
gonna say
engineer, I
More
appreciate
engineering
that.
heavy.
Yeah.
That makes sense that you like Altoa Ryan.
Yeah, he's definitely probably my favorite one. Trying to think, is there any other ones that I consistently follow? Not too much. I've listened to like the Coaster Kings radio. I've listened to a couple theme park podcasts like Drunk Riders and Thrill Chills and Spills.
I feel like we're all kind of in the same podcasting network.
It's like the Buzz Bars podcast universe.
Yeah.
Most people probably listen to all of them. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to shut on TDR, but they're probably the most listened to out of all of them, and that's the one I listen to the least because they just feel scatterbrained to me.
Yeah.
Where like Inverted Creative and Thrill Chill Spills feels a bit more structured and like focused.
Coaster focused.
coaster focused. Yeah,
I try. I try to err on the side of professionalism.
I don't know. I like
We don't always, but I try.
I like the deep dives you guys do, especially like the deep dive into just a roller coaster and like Ride to Happiness. And there's a point where I was pretty into No Limits too, and it's kind of figuring out like how to make a coaster flow well and stuff like that, and thinking about like why do I like the coasters I do, and kind of analyze some of the different tools that I've analyzed like music through because I was in band and it you kind of see some things rhyme with like what your directors tell you to do, like you know, don't give it all in the beginning and save some for the end. How I feel about roller coaster should be, and that it should not give it all in the beginning, and it should get more intense as the ride goes on. So stuff like that. Um, like it's kind of nice hearing someone like get in the nitty gritty about coasters and like that.
Yeah, there's some nerdy topics planned for future episodes.
Can't wait.
And also, that just made me write down a note. We should do a deep dive on like simulator games, so like Roller Coaster Tycoon and No Limits.
Yeah, I did a lot of No Limits during the pandemic. I never posted any of them on YouTube, but there are some of them that I'm actually kind of proud of, and like that was a pretty I had a flying coaster with some kind of heavily inspired by Flying Dragon at Universal in Japan, and I don't know, I put like an non-inverting loop on it, and some weird like flight lies and stuff like that. I was kind of proud of and stuff like that. Trying to make it's so fun trying to like push stuff and like what could this model theoretically do, like the 40 coaster, the flying coaster, or just trying to make like hyper realistic, like what could a mock launch coaster look like, what could a GCI look like, B&M, like trying to make an old school B&M invert and stuff like that, and like how do you get the shaping correctly and playing with the roll vertices and splines to get it to work.
I was gonna say that kind of ties into your coastery Instagram.
Nerves, yeah, the non-uniform rational basis spline. So
Please explain that for
the,
me.
the non-uniform rational basis spline, I'm pretty sure is what No Limits uses to like actually make the layout. So um, back in grad school, I took a finite element analysis class, and we learned about like CT continuity and making functions continuous. But it turns out that you can also make splines continuous using having the quote unquote acceleration of the curve be continuous. And there's various ways you can do that. I don't want to get too in the weeds here, but you can just make a Bezier curve and do a bunch of like linear interpolations all throughout, but you lose like local control. And so like the kind of the solution that is the best compromise for having like a really smooth curve and having local control is the non-uniform rational basis spline. So you can adjust weights and pull stuff close to the track, and still have these curves be C2 continuous, where the acceleration is continuous through all these turns. And
This
I
is
like
very over my head right now.
it is. I'm assuming most people would probably be really bored at that, and I probably didn't explain it as good as I could, or as well as I could. But I love seeing the math behind coasters, and like after I watched this like video and read a little bit about like splines, and like you can definitely kind of understand like the joints between some of these curves and like why the quote unquote tangent radius design feels the way it does, because there's a velocity discontinuity as you transition from like the curve to the straight part of the track, and that's why you get a little bit of a jerk forward and stuff like that. So it's like trying to like go through it and try to like see like and like really analyze like what these coasters feel like is something I've enjoyed lately, and I have not posted a lot because I've been just trying to enjoy parks, and I don't feel like it was a bit more of a burden than I thought it would, so I don't really post too much. But
Say, do you want me to link that account on
you
here?
can. I don't post on too much, but you can follow me if you want. I kind of wanted to talk more about like some of the math behind coasters, but I've never actually gotten around to it.
That'd be good. Another future episode potentially.
It's really complicated. I don't think a lot of people would enjoy it because it would go way over their head.
Like mine.
Yeah. Um, but I also feel like coasters. I love science and math and engineering and all that STEM jazz, and I feel like coasters are a good way to get like young kids interested in that kind of stuff. And it definitely contributed to me wanting to do engineering. And it's it's a very like tactical way to see like physics, how physics works, and even into like control systems as you get further, you know, down the rabbit hole.
Further into those more advanced physics classes.
Yeah,
Yeah, not me.
and for everyone, I don't know. It's fun seeing like how different manufacturers and approach different challenges and different problems. Like how Gravity made their pre-cut track, while GCI did the Titan track, and RMC did the iBox track, all trying to essentially solve the same problem of how do you make wood coasters smooth. Different values lead to different solutions. And that's something I like. I think a lot of people see like there's one answer in engineering, but there's not like put garbage in, garbage out.
Hey, we
If
use that quote
fundamentally
at
you're
work
trying to,
too.
sorry,
We use that quote at work too.
yeah, I mean fundamentally you're looking at a value set and translating that into like design criteria, and then finding a solution from there. There's not one solution. There's what do you value in your solution, and that's what you're going to prioritize. And Gravity prioritizes keeping a wood coaster wood, and I think GCI valued making it, keeping maintenance costs low and making it really smooth. So, it's a fun introduction to engineering for younger people, I think. And even as you get older and go through engineering school, you start to appreciate them more. And like I started to appreciate B&M more for all the um, attention to detail they put into their rides. Um,
Do you still feel
'Cause,
that
like,
way?
I think B&M is overhated, and I think they're underappreciated for the impact they had in the industry back in the '90s. Like, I was riding Kumba a couple of years ago, and they were just so intense, and like the leap that it, going from the aero loopers from a year ago, a year or two before that to Kumba, like had to be insane for people, or crazy, not insane.
Yeah, because that's a Gronolin.
Yeah, but like going from these aero loopers that had like coat hanger, they were designed with coat hangers, to these B&Ms that were designed with computers and fabricated to much higher tolerances, produced a much higher quality ride. And it did come at a price. They were supposedly they cost 3 times more per foot than Aero, but interesting that parks are willing to pay for the quality instead of just the cheapest option,
Right.
which I think is like peak '90s, like when quality still kind of mattered instead of just what's the cheapest thing, which I feel like we're starting to get to now, and maybe why B&M isn't as smooth as they used to be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still appreciate what they do and like all their attention to detail and what they did for the industry, especially in the '90s, going from the sit down coaster, floorless coaster, stand up coaster, the invert. Like every park worth their weight in salt has an inverted coaster now, or some form of inverted coaster rather than
Right.
SLC. But like those started with the B&Ms.
That's wild to think about too.
What?
Just did S or when did SLC start?
I thought it was like '94, like right after the B&M invert.
Yeah, that's kind of like crazy to think about that B&M inverts predate SLCs.
Yeah.
I don't have enough brain power to look that up on our CDB right now.
Mm-hmm. But like even their hypercoaster is going from Magnum in 1989. Oh, the Boring hypercoasters were pretty refined just 2 to 3 years before Apollo's Chariot and Raging Bull came out. But I feel like B&M is still like the gold standard in like hypercoaster trains. Like I don't think anyone does them quite as well as B&M does.
Yeah.
And their safety record is impeccable, and they pay attention to capacity, reliability, which I feel like capacity is kind of getting lost on a lot of players in the industry right now.
Yeah. Too many shuttle coasters.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to blame social media, but I feel like shuttle coasters are more, ooh, look at this, the track just ends, and you go forward and backwards. It's
Kind of clickbaity in
it's
a way.
clickbaity, yeah. I feel like even like the tilt coaster to some extent, I feel like they're starting to catch on more because they are more clickbaity. And
Those
dive
have always been
coasters too.
clickbaity.
They are, but I feel like
The capacity's good on them though.
The capacity is good on tilt coasters. I mean, Siren's Curse, I still think should have maybe been a little bit higher capacity, but it's a clone. Probably shouldn't have gone to that park, but you know what?
Yeah.
It's a good ride. I'm glad we have it somewhere.
Yeah. I probably would have preferred it at Kings Island, but
I would have too. I mean, I felt like a tilt coaster would have been a perfect vortex replacement. It's not the same as Valraven, but it does it like a similar shtick, and you can get 11 versions in it, which would be a good replacement for vortex.
yeah. Please
But
no dive
alas,
coaster. I don't want a dive coaster here.
I don't know. Will that plot ever get filled?
Probably not.
I feel like that is like Kings Island's Drakenfire plot. It's going to sit there with rumors circulating. It's going to be like this home to the next big world-beating coaster, and then we're going to get a big bad wolf at Kings
I was
Island.
about to say a family
Yeah,
invert.
we're going to get the bat's going to close. And we're going to get the bat's revenge in like 2042.
The hit's a little close to home with the news today.
Yeah, Kumba. Speaking of me just glazing Kumba earlier, which that hell roll, I'm gonna miss the I'm gonna miss that so much. That 0G roll in Kumba was probably the best version of that park. Sorry, Iron Gwazi. B&M just knocked it out with that ride.
Yeah. For
And
context, that news dropped today of the day that we're recording. So we're not
yeah,
releasing this for a couple weeks, but
yeah. And I would honestly rather take Kumba over Airy Force. There's other rides that do what Airy Force does, but I feel like rides that focus on positive G's and those really fast transitions that Kumba does are more and more rare.
yeah, I agree.
I mean, Kumba's a dying breed of coasters, and it was like the OG, like standard B&M sequence of loop, dive loop, zero G roll, Cobra roll, or Batwing or whatever. Like Kumba
Right.
pioneered that.
Set the gold standard.
It did. It had the wraparound loop. I think it was the first dive loop on a coaster. I don't think it was the first zero G roll because I think the Batmans did it the year before. Cobra rolls were done the year before, but I feel like Kumba was probably one of the better Cobra rolls out there. And I'm sad to see it go. I wish I could make it down there before it closed for good, but I don't think it's going to happen. It is kind of
Yeah.
telling how Six Flags dropped the ball with King Ka a couple years ago. That lo and behold, I'm happy that we have 2 weeks notice of a ride closing.
Yeah. It's better than nothing.
It's better. Yeah, it is better than nothing.
I
But
think also Busch Gardens might have learned from Scorpion when they gave it like a week notice and then they
yeah,
pushed it back a little bit.
hmm I don't know. I'm curious what is going to replace it.
Right.
I'm not too sure what that means, and I heard a lot of rumblings that it had to do with the sinkhole that opened it up back there, and it compromised probably some of the footers back there, which I think it's reasonable. That's a reasonable explanation. So I'm curious if that plot is even going to get how much that plot is can be reused. Because if that's the case, it's not getting retracked.
Yeah. I'll be very interested to see. Their post was very vague.
Yeah,
About
I don't have
Kumba's revenge.
the most confidence in United Parks right now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I know those parks have such good bones, and I remember going to them in like 2011, and they were fantastic. And I feel like they're just shells of their former selves now.
Oh, 100%. I agree.
I don't know. I I went to Busch Gardens Tampa in 2018. It was still great, and I feel like every time I've gone back, it's just degraded more and more.
Yeah.
Like Iron Gwazi is great, but
The operations.
the operations are bad. Like this is a popular ride. It runs two trains. You only have like a couple one what two set one set of drive tires in the station. That's why it parks so slow. Like this is kind of predictable. Like what are we doing, guys?
Yeah.
The whole locker fiasco, which
Continues to be a fiasco.
like what are you guys thinking? I don't like. Yeah, it's a great ride, and I feel like just the capacity of it would have been should have been enough to maybe not build it. Not build it, but like you should have focused more on capacity with that ride. I feel like having a really high capacity coaster can save a mediocre coaster being really high capacity can kind of be its saving grace because it's still good for your weight per enjoyment ratio is, I guess, would be really low. Your enjoyment per weight ratio will be really high.
I like how you bring equations into this still.
Yeah. Yeah, what can I say? Like it's just my way of like expressing stuff. It's kind of like a standardized way to like explain some stuff. If
Right.
that makes sense.
Makes sense.
But I don't know. I'm glad Iron Gwazi exists. I wish it had higher capacity. I wish that park ran more. It'd be fun to see that park actually run 3 trains and like Montu, Kumba, but alas, no more Kumba. Rest in
Yeah.
peace, sweet prince.
I'm just more sad because I had a cat named Kumba
Yeah,
when I was in high school. So seeing that coaster go too is kind of sad.
and I feel like that is probably one of the most iconic coasters. Like the interlocking corkscrews is, I feel, really iconic.
Oh yeah, it's probably one of the most like photographed spots on a coaster.
Yeah, so I don't know. I hope that that gets preserved in some way, but I don't know.
That'd be cool. Even if they completely scrapped it just to like leave those corkscrews
Or they pull like Alton Towers and put that like
in the
somewhere.
front of the park somehow.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be cool. Have a walkway through it or something.
Walking through it. Yeah, I don't know. Tragic. I don't. I still don't think I've come to terms with it.
Yeah, it's still very fresh.
Yeah, I feel like we've been hearing rumors of it closing for like years now, and it's sad that
Literally.
it's real now.
Yep. Park confirmed it.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, Matu hangs around for a while longer. That ride is like in my opinion, like the perfect invert. Just
Oh, it's so good.
the layout with the way it uses the trenches, and it's so smooth, and all the inversions are just amazing. And,
Well themed.
and I feel like if Montu goes, it's going to take a lot to get me back to that park.
Yeah.
Like Iron Gauze is great, but like being able to not wait a long time for Kumba and Montu were a big draw to that park for me.
Yep, I agree.
So I don't know. I was hoping I could get down there. I was hoping I can get one last ride in like mid to late September, but no,
Yeah,
it's 6
about
months
that.
too late. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
And I hope other coasters. And I feel like older B&Ms are almost so iconic. Like, what's Cedar Point going to do with the Raptor when that ride's time?
Oh, me and Mike were talking about that today. Like what coasters or like what B&Ms might be next on the block. And I'm like, oh, Raptor is up there.
Raptor's up there, and I think Ruger's up there.
Rougarou that's fine.
Honestly, like, yeah, I'm not going to lose sleep if that ride closes.
But what will you compare Millennium Force to?
Valraven. No, I do like Millennium more than Valraven, but
Wow, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess Rougarou is 96.
Yeah, 96. I know B&M had some bangers in 96.
Mm-hmm.
Batman. Head over Georgia. I think there's another. Oh, Montu as well.
Montu is 96 too.
Montu was 96.
Yikes.
B&M's in like the sixes had a thing going on there. You had like Montu, Batman, Head over Georgia 96. You had Tatsu and Goliath at over Georgia in 2006, which some of the best, versions of that model. Mako in 2016, which is another really good version of the Hypercoaster, and Flying Dinosaur in 2006. And this year, what, Tormenta? I don't think it's going to be like, maybe the best dive coaster, but I don't think it's in that same caliber of like, all the other flying coasters to Tatsu.
Yeah. It's interesting. Never looked at the dates like that.
And I just noticed like, B&Ms that on with years that ended in 6, all bangers.
Barracuda Strike?
And I feel like
this year?
as much as I love B&M, I feel like they've definitely lost their way, and I feel like this year is kind of like solidified in my mind that there definitely is something about their decline. I thought it was kind of overplayed, but I hope they can turn stuff around. But I feel like Vekoma now has their mantle.
That's a weird sentence to say.
or like yeah, the Vekoma is now like the king,
Yeah.
which is wild. Like 10 years ago, like I would be laughed off the face of the planet for saying that
Yep.
Vekoma is going to take B&M's spot.
Yeah. Lo and behold.
Lo and behold, yeah, I remember like 10 years ago hearing like, is Intamin done? Because they had a couple flops in the U.S. and they weren't really building stuff, and then Karen came around and kind of turned that around. And now Intamin, I feel like Intamin is they're still my favorite manufacturer, but I don't think they're in
Mhm.
a bad shape at all.
No.
But I feel like B&M or Intamin from 10, 15 years ago is now going to be Vekoma or Mach.
Yeah. But
But
long live Intamin.
Intamin will still be my favorite. After running Hyperion, I like it showed me like why Intamin is still the best, and just their drops, their airtime, their transitions, like the rides just feel so powerful and right than other manufacturers do, and there's a special sauce that Intamin knows, and I think it's they actually understand the sequencing of their elements way more than most other manufacturers do. I think like when other manufacturers get it right, it's done by accident. Where Intamin, it's done on purpose because I think they do view the elements in the context of the entire ride and not just standalone things.
What is it? Like Gestalt theory or something?
Kind of. I think of it more as like music.
Yeah.
Like I heard that if music is one of the reasons music is so appealing is because it repeats, and if you had a song that didn't repeat anything, it would be really unappealing. And like if you look at the Voyage layout, like the whole thing is it does something, then it repeats it, but does it slightly differently. Even like Voltron to some extent kind of does that.
Yeah.
So I don't like stuff like that, and having like some like weird symmetries and the layout of like how elements flow together. I don't know. Intamin
Their
King,
pacing is always really good.
their pacing is great. Like there may be some dead spots in the middle, but I feel like that's okay because I feel
Hmm.
like you're not. I feel like we notice relative intensity, like jumps in intensity. I mean, intensity is like capped at ASTM limits, and so like if you want to make something feel more intense, you have to proceed it with a relatively dull section of track. And I don't think it's necessarily a coincidence that a lot of people's favorite elements are like directly proceed a relatively dull section of track. Like the Mosasaurus roll is, I guess, preceded by comes right after a little kind of dull speed hill. The ending of Hyperion comes after a relatively dull middle hill. The best hill in El Toro comes after a relatively dull speed hill.
It's all about rolling launches for me. So they're always usually after a little
Right.
roll.
hmm It's like the anticipation of like it's going to hit, but like you're waiting for it to hit, and like
Yeah.
that's the reason why I think Sky vs. Drop hits so hard for me. It's like I know this is going to like beat the crap out of me. I know it's coming, and then it hits, and like it's the release of that tension. Like that's like kind of getting back to music. Like most art is like some form of tension release, and roller coasters are the same way. When you kind of view it through that lens, I think it's kind of clear why some coasters are better than others,
Yeah.
and why Intamin just knocks it out all the time. Because Intamin like has elements that they can build tension. I feel like RMC doesn't build tension, but like Intamin does. This may sound like bullshit to a lot of people, but I legitimately believe this for the record.
It's the second one of yours I'm going to have to edit, by the way.
Oh, sorry, I'll stop. Swear.
Well, the cat is officially yelling at me to open the door, so probably need to wrap this up.
Okay,
Considering I said like an hour and we're at an hour 40.
it's been
Um,
fun.
any final words for listeners? Any advice
Any
for
advice?
people getting into the hobby?
Say yes. Like, do that stupid trip with your friends. Like, it may seem dumb, but like, I've met some of my best friends through this hobby, and like, just saying yes to the Hershey Park trip was pretty benign in the moment, but it turned out to be one of the best decisions of my life. Meet people, find your people, hang out with them, find good people. Like, it's pretty easy to find bad people, but good people are. Not to say that it's hard to find in the enthusiast community, but finding good people will make your life a lot better.
Yeah.
So
Find
say
people
yes.
that put heinous songs on the car when you're at a rest
Yeah,
area.
yeah. Find people that match your vibe. Don't take yourself too seriously.
Yeah.
Like this is just for fun. Just remember that.
Yeah. Playing those songs in the car in the rest area to mess with Jake. That was how we knew you were good people.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
Because we were just all dying.
They were pretty funny. That whole trip through the back, like the side roads of Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
driving from I think it was like Lakemont to Hershey Park was hilarious.
Yeah.
And like we did a similar thing to Hobby when we were driving from like Krakow to Kredho through the mountains of Poland. Like we were playing. I don't think you were there for the karaoke night after your wedding, but Moo came on. If you never heard Moo, you should look up Moo. We were playing Moo.
I'm afraid.
Hobby in the car. Funny. So yeah, like I don't know, playing weird songs that are just hilarious while you drive to a park is a vibe and highly recommend.
Yeah, like those memories are sometimes better than the coasters themselves.
Oh yeah, like
the journey with the friends to get there.
one of my core memories from that Europa Park trip 2 years ago was being on the Autobahn trying to go like 200 kilometers an hour while like Creed is playing in the background. We're all singing, "Can you take me higher?"
Gary's just screaming at the gas pedal.
There's a point where we're all like, "Row, row, row, row."
Such
One
good
moment's
memories.
like, yeah. I don't know. It really like yeah. The coasters are fun, but like it's a journey, and like the people you meet along the way that are like the true reward of this hobby. I think
The friends you made along the way.
the friends you made along the way.
Maybe the real coaster enthusiasm is the friends you made along the way.
This is true.
That's actually very true. But thank you for coming on
Yeah.
with you.
Glad I was able to come on. Hope
I
this
know.
is good and not just useless.
No, absolutely not. You think I'm going to let an hour and 40 minutes of content go to waste?
Oh, I hope not. I can keep going too. This is fun.
I'm sure.
So, yeah.
Is this your first ever podcast? Or
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, welcome to the podcasting crew.
Woo! Glad I made it. Hey, look, Mom.
Yeah.
I'm on a podcast now. You proud of me?
Yeah, I know we've been trying to schedule you for a few weeks now. I'm glad we finally got it to work out. I'm glad the microphone is working now.
Yeah. I feel this back to you because it's Braden's now.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for coming on. Hopefully people learn something from it.
Hopefully you just have fun. Hopefully, I don't know. I want to get. Hopefully, I'm not some sort of like freak. Like what's wrong with this guy? But
No, we love Matt. I'm glad to have you in my local crew here in Cincinnati.
Yeah. I'm glad to be in that local crew, and I can't wait for more dumb trip ideas.
More dumb trip ideas. More Sunday worship.
Yeah, I love sitting in the airport about to board a plane and thinking, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Then I come back and it's like, I'm so glad I did that. That was fantastic.
When's the next one?
For real though, we need another one.
Yep. Yeah, until then, #keep thinking inverted something. And we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.